Good morning, folks. It's the 27th of December. Um, yeah, homeless hippie's clean shaven again. I do shave when I feel like it. No special event or whatever. But this morning I woke up. I was going to eat at the little Chinese food place that was down by Via, but didn't look like they're open. So I went out and I found another place to eat, and that's Linda's up on Guadalupe Street by San Jacinto, just a little bit east of South Brazos. If you are in that neighborhood, if there's no parking out on the street, there is parking behind there. That's where I park all the time. Again, that's Linda's. It's a little Mexican food restaurant. Great food. They have limited hours. They're, typical Mexican cantina type place that's open during the day for breakfast and lunch. Again, great food. I've been going there for about 3 years. No complaints ever about the food or the service. Sometimes it is a little bit busy and they're a little slower, but no big deal there. Give me just a second. Good morning again. I'm back. Had a spam call or whatever. This is a little part of the tripod, the one that I mentioned last night that broke. It's unfortunate, but the great thing about these little cheap $5 tripods are the gorilla arms. See how that can bend? These things you can attach almost anywhere inside of a vehicle so that you can be hands-free, whether it's putting it on your dash, setting it next to a mirror or another area. I use the armrest, or the little place that you pull the door shut with, to wrap these suckers around, and it works pretty well that way. Last night I knew it wasn't going to work because I just had it resting there. So unfortunately, with only 2 pegs, it's a bipod, and any movement, it's going to fall. That is life, but again, it's a cheap $5 piece of equipment that does make my life a lot easier. Certainly don't want to get arrested for driving around with a camera in my hand. Don't do it, folks. Hands-free driving is important. Don't text and drive. Don't put yourself and other people at risk over a video. So, as you see, I'm in my car right now. I'm parked underneath the Guadalupe Bridge. I come down here all the time. Used to come down here just to irritate SAPD because they'd park down here, and 3 or 4 at a time for 45 minutes at a time, just hanging out and avoiding the public until they had a call. Well, they don't like people who film. I'd come down here, stay around for a while, turn on my camera, and they'd take off. When I started parking down here, they don't even bother to stop. Now they go down El Paso Street, park in the cul-de-sac down there, or they go further up that way, which is towards downtown, just short of Frio Street's another place where they camp, and again, it's underneath the Guadalupe Bridge, so nobody's seeing them. They're out of sight, out of mind. But speaking of out of sight, out of mind, I wanted to go back into one of my viewers had made a comment about my safety and security. He said, hey, that dirty cop, he took down your license plate. And I'm like, I know, he's not, that cop doesn't want any trouble. He was there. After evaluating the situation, I joke about it, but I do believe he was there for a hookup, if you will. Yes, it was another male employee. But think about both of their responses, about neither one of them wanting to identify. I mean, if you're the owner of a business, wouldn't you tell a guy that you didn't want on your property, hey, I'm the owner, get off the property, instead of saying, no, I'm not the owner? Doesn't make sense. Why the officer would then say, oh, he's the owner, the officer won't identify. The officer wouldn't turn on his body camera or identify himself as required by SAPD policy. When they make contact, they identify themselves by last name, the department they work with, and they start running their body camera. Of course, he didn't do any of that. Why? He doesn't want anyone knowing why he's down there. And what could he be doing that's so embarrassing to him that he doesn't want people to know he's there? It's not because he's at a restaurant on his lunch hour. No, the restaurant had been closed for 2 hours. He's not getting food there. He may be taking something in his mouth, but it ain't food. And yeah, I said that. That's kind of crude, but that is what it is. And that's why he was so, oh, I don't want to be seen here or whatever. But you know what? We don't pay our officers to use our vehicles to go to grinder meets. If that's not what he was doing, if he has a legitimate reason for being there in a closed business for 40 minutes at night in a police vehicle, by all means, we'd love to hear it. But, of course, we won't. He chose not to engage with that. He chose not to come out, talk to me, and tell me to get off the property. He chose to flee. Just get out of there. Oh, I don't want to be filmed. I don't want to be seen. That's pretty sad. So, it is what it is, guys. This is Blue Lives Matter out. Sorry, what I was going back to. Someone's like, oh man, he took down your plate, you gotta be careful or whatever. Guys, I get quote unquote threats. They don't bother me. I'm not concerned about it. You got your bootlickers. Oh, I'm gonna do this, or we're gonna dox you, blah blah blah. I'm like, whatever, I ain't got nothing to hide. I really don't. I'm not worried about it. That's life. It is what it is. That officer, again, his response was because he didn't like the fact that someone noticed where he was when he was there, and he shouldn't have been there. We don't pay our officers to engage in that type of behavior in company vehicles to transport himself to an area where even just by being there, it makes it look inappropriate. And you know what? Maybe it's his cousin's restaurant, and he was just saying hi to his cousin on his off time, his lunch break. If that was the case, he shouldn't have acted the way he did when I asked him about it. So, as I was saying earlier, the police like to hang out down here. Now, how's it going, guys? I'm going to be parked up. Well, it's finally moving. I was going to ask you how long till that train leaves. But, it's been there for 40 minutes, but I didn't want you guys thinking I'm just loitering around. That's me up there. Okay. So, I'm not 1059. I'm not that guy. Well, I tell you guys I'm SAPD 1059, but you know the 10 code for that. Okay, you guys have a good day.